Welcome to Operation Harvest Red. Just a few miles to the north lies the small country of Chernarus, home to around 3 million native Cherno Russians and some 800,000 ethnic Russian settlers.
Držte se! Naši už to musí skromej! Pojď, kurva! Připravte se! Čeráky jsou tady! Ty vole! Ty vole, to je zbytný! Zavřít kapačky, jdeme jak oni! Tak pojďte vy, hajzlové! Kurva, dostali starýho! Ne, do prdele to ne!
Hey, wake up, Coops! Jeez, pay attention.
Sorry, I was daydreaming. At least those guys fought to the end.
Home to around 3 million native Cherno Russians and some 800,000 ethnic Russian settlers. They are not the best of friends. To those of you who watch more cartoons than AAN, this may come as news, but thankfully, you're not all like me. Gentlemen, we are going to war! Politicians will call this a peacekeeping operation, but make no mistake, we have a clear enemy. We're against a well-armed insurgency called the Chidaki. These are the guys responsible for the attempted coup in September. Now, some of you were involved in the recapture of Utez a few days ago, so you know what these Chidaki did to the local garrison. But you, gentlemen, you are United States Marines. You
Well,
have been
Patrick,
to
you and your men had better
Afghanistan.
follow me.
Most
We've
of you
got work
still
to
have
do.
sand in your butt cracks from
Sir.
Iraq, and these Chidaki will not present you with a challenge.
Sir, yes, sir!
Tomorrow morning, you will step from your landing craft and do what Marines were born to do. They, on the other hand, will wish they picked a country without a shoreline. Settle down. Now, it's going to be hard to distinguish between enemy, ally, and civilian. You Sandy Crack boys should be used to that by now. But I want to make one thing very, very clear. Shoot a civilian during my operation, and I'll have you court-martialed before the barrel has cooled. Understood? The next few days will be intense, gentlemen. Good luck.
Gentlemen, I'll keep this as short as possible. Miles, you and I will go over this in detail later, but I want to sketch it out with your men before that. Okay, roll the slides. Well, the whole damn country is in chaos, boys. It was hoped that the MEU presence would deter an all-out war, but since we shipped out, the situation has actually gone downhill. We're now facing balls-out conventional civil warfare, so listen up. An estimated 12,000-strong force of the Chernarus Red Star movement, the Chidaki as the locals call them, have seized control of key areas all over northeastern Chernarus. Take a look at the photo here. Note the star symbol. Check out this group. The guy in the middle is Akula Lopatev, means shark. Along with his henchmen here, they terrorize and torture Chernorussian civilians. If you happen to meet them, report the contact immediately. We want those men alive, if possible. What's left of the loyalist Chernorussian Defense Force is holed up in Zelenogorsk and its surroundings. If we don't step in now, there may not be anyone left to help. Operation Harvest Red will retake key areas and re-establish CDF control. Force Recon, yourselves included, will lead the attack ahead of the battalion landing team. For you, Razor, that means neutralizing a key radio installation just outside the village of Pusta in the early hours of tomorrow morning. We think it coordinates enemy coastal defenses. After helo insertion by Star Force 21 north of your target, you will reconnoiter the outskirts of the village, find out exactly where the comm center is, and broadcast its position to Hazard 3, who will execute an airstrike. You will then provide BDA, withdraw, and stand by for orders. Gentlemen, make no mistake. This conflict has the potential to destabilize the entire ex-Soviet bloc. We need to intervene now to prevent this crisis escalating any further. Any questions? I've got a lot to do, so I'll have to limit this to one question each.
What happens after we complete, sir? Extraction?
I'll need you to stay in the field once your objectives are complete. I may need recon for secondary ops. The bulk of the USMC landings won't happen until shortly after dawn. I may call on you for spotter duties then.
How are we going in, sir?
Insertion will be via UH-1Y Huey just before dawn tomorrow. I'll be assigning flight teams right after this briefing.
What about Pusta? Are there any civilians still inside?
The SAT data shows some civilian movement, yes. Be careful out there, Marines. The locals are going to be twitchy, but we need to win their hearts and minds.
Why send a team? Can't we just cruise missile the place or something?
We need men on the ground to visually confirm the station's coordinates. Then comes the airstrike. Okay, that's enough questions for now. You can grill Miles later. For now, get some practice in on the range, or use the other ship facilities. Patrick, come with me. The rest of you are dismissed.
Okay, like the captain says, guys, you've got time if you want to shoot some skeet or get some last-minute training in or whatever. If you don't want to do that, just crash and I'll brief you in the morning.
Copy that, Miles. Don't worry. We'll keep ourselves busy. See you later. Eager to see some
Sorry,
action?
bridge is closed.
Nice to
Really?
see you,
Why's
sir.
that?
Sorry, the flight control center is in lockdown for the invasion. Feel free to head onto the deck, Sarge.